All right, the next one on your program, if you remember to get one out front, and if you didn't, you can grab one on the way out the door, is called The Great Locomotive Chase. And this is a piece, what we call program music. This actually tells a story. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story so you understand whenever we play what we're getting ready to play, some of the things that are going on. In the early years of the Civil War, Georgia was largely protected from military hostilities, leaving it free to ship arms and munitions, food, and supplies to Confederate troops on the battlefields to the northeast. It was the importance of the extensive rail system to the Confederates that prompted James Andrews, a Union spy from Kentucky, to attempt a daring effort to disrupt the 138-mile rail line connecting Atlanta and Chattanooga. Along with 19 Union soldiers dressed as civilians, Andrews arrived at Marietta, April the 12th, 1862. Here, they boarded the northbound train pulled by the General, which was a wood-burning locomotive built in 1855. At Big Shanty, the train stopped so the passengers and crew could eat breakfast. Andrews used the brake to uncouple the engine, wood tender, and 3 boxcars from the passenger cars. They then sped off, with the goal of damaging as many W&A tracks and rail bridges as possible. Hearing the General steam out, conductor William Fuller and 2 W&A employees ran out of the hotel dining room and pursued the stolen train by foot for several miles. Ultimately, Fuller would commandeer the locomotive, the Texas, and joined by Confederate soldiers, finally catch Andrews' raiders, a race Joel Chandler Harris later characterized as the boldest adventure of the war. This composition for concert band is based upon this fascinating event in American history. And what you're going to hear in The Great Locomotive Chase is the band will imitate the sound of a locomotive. And not only will they imitate the sound, they will speed off and then go to a little bit of a rest, dinner, breakfast. Okay? Then they're going to speed off again. And then the chase will be on, and you will actually hear as the locomotive loses its steam, runs out of water. That's what they did back then. So as it runs out of water, it'll lose steam. Hopefully you'll be able to hear all of that as it goes on in this piece. And we hope you enjoy The Great Locomotive Chase.